Alright guys, what's up? So, I promised you this bench program last week, but kind of got sidetracked a little bit in life. Plus, I wanted to make sure this video was perfect. So, this video, guys, is going to conclude the Build a Bigger Bench series, naturally and raw. And this is, of course, the program and deload week. So, the program I ran this 6 weeks, and you guys can go back and check the videos if you have any questions, because that should answer most of them at this point, is actually pretty simple. It's surprising how non-complicated you have to make programming in order to progress. So I want to preface this by saying that the whole program is actually going to be down in the description box below. So if you don't want to listen to me dribble on, then just go look at the description box. So anyways, next thing I want to say is this: you can make this program out to 8 weeks if you want. Because like I said, when I finish a program, I kind of just mess around for 3 weeks and just do whatever I want. So if you want to add an extra 2 weeks in the beginning of this program, just pick some light weights. Like for instance, I think my first 2 weeks I did 225 and 245 for just AMRAPs. So something fun, and that was actually when I did the NFL Combine Bench Press Challenge. So that was actually a week leading up to this. So if you want to do stuff like that, you can. It's not a big deal. So anyways, the program. That's what you're all here for. So you're going to have bench 2 days a week. You're going to have a max effort or a heavy day. You're going to have a dynamic or a light day. So the heavy day isn't going to change for the first 3 weeks, okay? So in the beginning, what you're going to do is I want you to use one of those 1 rep max calculators. Find one that's close to you. They differ all slightly, so find one that, is close to what you are capable of, and that'll come through trial and error, of course. So find your 1 rep max or type your 1 rep max in the calculator, and it should give you a 3 rep max. So what I want you to do with that 3 rep max is subtract 10 pounds off of it. And that will be your first heavy day 3x3. So for instance, my calculator, since I had a 315 bench, said that I could do 285 for 3. So I subtracted 10 pounds, and when the series started, that's why I was doing 275 for a 3x3, which I can't remember if I did that in a video or if that was Instagram. But anyways, so your first week, you do that for a 3x3. Your next week, try to add 5 to 10 pounds and do a 3x3 with that. It should still be light because it's still in that range of you can do it for 3. And then the third week, once again, add another 5 to 10 pounds and do that for a 3x3. So in that time, I went from 275 to 295, which was when I talked about discipline in that one video, because 300 is like right there, and I could have hit 300, but programming called for 295. So after you finish benching for the first 3 weeks on your heavy day, I want you to move into overhead press. Like I said, I don't focus on this a lot, but learn from my mistakes. Overhead press is pretty simple. It's just going to be a 3x5. So pick a weight and then try to increase it 5 pounds every week. The main accessory movement on your heavy day is, of course, feet up close grip bench press, which you guys saw me doing a lot of. And I also think it was on Instagram a lot. So after that, we move into the volume work, which I talked about, of course, in my accessories video. Underhand tricep extensions, overhand tricep extensions, and skull crushers. I use a dumbbell for skull crushers. Everything else is cable. And with the skull crushers, I occasionally superset those with Deltoid Flyes to the side. If you guys want to do that, you can. If you don't, then I wouldn't worry about it, at least on the heavy day. So that's your heavy day for your first 3 weeks. Now your dynamic day, which is your light day, is going to be 75 to 80% of your max. So whatever you use. I think mine was, like I said, 315, so I was working in the range of like 250 to 270, somewhere in there for speed days. And I want you to do 8 to 10 sets of 2. So if you're having trouble recovering from 10 sets of 2, then bump it down to 9 or 8. And the important thing here is to get the bar moving. You need to develop speed. Speed increases power. Explosiveness off your chest. I mean, you're not going to lift a heavy weight, super slowly. You want to try to explode the weight up. It might not move that way, but it will help you in the long run to move heavier weights. So 75 to 80% of your bench, max 8 to 10 sets of 2. Then you move into standing overhead press once again, which this time it's going to be 3 sets of 8. So it's going to be a little bit lighter, back off the weight, get a little bit more volume in. And then for my barbell accessory, I chose close grip floor press, which once again, I think I talked about in a video, but it's also on my Instagram if you want to see it. I just did everything close grip this block just to hammer my triceps. So with the close grip 4 plus, you can either do 4 sets of 5 or you can do a 4x8. 4 by 8. 4 by 8 is going to be 3 sets of 8. So 75 to 80% of your bench, max 8 to 10 sets of 2. Then you move into standing overhead press once again, which this time it's going to be 3 sets of 8. So it's going to be a little bit lighter, back off the weight, get a little bit more volume in. And then for my barbell accessory, I chose close grip floor press, which once again, I think I talked about in a video, but it's also on my Instagram if you want to see it. I just did everything close grip this block just to hammer my triceps. So with the close grip 4 plus, you can either do 4 sets of 5 or you can do a 4x8. And you can also, if you don't want to do floor grip or close grip floor press, you can do feet up close grip bench press, the same accessory. You can repeat it. Now, if you choose to repeat it instead of doing a 4x5, try to do 3 to 4 sets of 8. Change up the rep scheme so you're constantly still advancing. The goal, even if it's an accessory, is still to add 5 pounds a week. So if you want to stick with the floor press on your light day like I used to do, I maxed out my 8 reps, which I think I got somewhere to like 230, and then I started doing 4x5, and that I think I got up to like, that was when I actually broke through that plateau and I got up to 250 pounds. Plateaued there again, went back down to 225, and now I'm doing 240 for sets of 8. So the progression will be there, guys. Sometimes you just got to change up the reps if you reach a wall. Once again, you're going to move into accessory or volume work afterwards, which is a little bit different than your main day. This is your actual big volume day. So I do cable pec flies on this day. If you want to do dumbbell pec flies, something like that, or if you want to do like incline bench just for volume, don't kill yourself. This is like 3 sets of 10, rudimentary intro bodybuilding 101. Then I also do shoulder flies once again, but I do 3 sets of 15, so it's a little bit heavier than it was on your heavy bench day, but once again, it's still 15 reps, so you're still getting plenty of volume in. And then, of course, you move into the same volume work that you did for your heavy day with your triceps. And like I said, you don't have to exactly follow the sets of 3, 5, and 3, or you don't have to follow that order. Find out what you can recover from. So that brings us to our max effort, week number 4. Week number 4, I ran a slingshot 1 rep max. So, like I said, that's somewhere around 20 to 30 pounds off my actual bench max, and I know that because that was just practice and finding it out. So, I do a 1 rep max, and then, of course, I do my back down sets, which are 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps at 80%, and that is, of course, what you can recover from. Again, I usually do 3 sets of 5. Unless I'm feeling like extra energetic, then I'll do the full 5x5, but 3x5 seems to work for me. So this brings us on to max effort week 5. Max effort week 5 was the reverse banded bench press, which you guys saw in another video. So what I do for that is typically I work up to a max effort triple, even though I ended up hitting 4 on that video. But the goal is to hit a triple, and that should be somewhere around where your new bench is, and it should also be heavier than your best bench. That's at least what I've always found. So this exercise actually gives you a pretty good indication of where your bench is going to fall. At least, in my opinion, that's why I do it a week out from my actual bench. And also, when Masthetics was still around, I remember Garrett Gonzalez mentioned that was something he did the week before a heavy deadlift, was a reverse banded deadlift. So I figured, why not carry it over to bench, because I'm better at bench than I am at deadlift. So this takes us to your week 5 dynamic day, and this is the day that you cut everything in half. This is your easy workout. So if you're doing, I don't know, what are you doing here? 8 sets, you're doing 4 sets. If you're doing 5 sets, do 2 or 3 sets. If you do 3 sets, do 1 set. Don't try to overcomplicate it, doing 1.5 sets. Just get in there, get the blood moving. You're not trying to, like I said, at week 5, you're not going to get stronger anymore, especially 3 days, 4 days out from your actual max bench press. I mean, you're not going to get stronger. Your technique may get a tad better, but it's not, going to be shocking to your bench. So, whatever. Anyways, week 6 is, of course, your bench PR. So, hopefully, if you follow the program, did the volume, have been eating, sleeping, and resting, then you should have a new bench PR. And then this takes us into deload week, which is also what this video is going to talk about. Deload week, for me, at least what I do, this probably varies from person to person, but the deload week that I found that works for me is 40, 50, and 60% of your 1 rep max. So whatever max you just hit on your max effort week 6, do 40, 50, and 60% of that, but sets of 5, all accessory work remains the same, volume work remains the same. So this program's pretty consistent throughout. It's based loosely on the original Masthetics program. I just tailored it to my needs and included a lot more volume because I still like volume in training. I know it's not the powerlifting thing, but for my preference, it works. I want you guys to try this program out. Yes, I know this video is long-winded and nobody probably got to this mark in the video, but if you did, I want someone to run this program. I need someone to see if this, I need someone to basically guinea pig themselves to see if this program not only works for me, but works for other people. So like I said, this is some variations, but it's based closely on the Masthetics program because that's how I learned where to program from. If you guys want another program, I can do a completely conjugate one, which is a lot of bench variations. I can do that one next week. If you guys don't want to see that one, whatever. I've put together a 9-week program, which is actually a mix mash of 2 different programs that I've seen out there. So I'm going to try those, see how they work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on Wednesday.